Hello everyone, I am Adele of my chain Health is My Capital, this chain that talks about natural remedies for autoimmune disease. Today I'm talking you about a very important and essential subject which is the stress. The stress has become the evil of the century and it suffers on no one babies, children, teenagers, adults, seniors. Yet experts describe good stress that results in effective coping response to a dreaded situation. Chronic stress, on the other hand, awakens both our mental and physical health. The summary of this video today is I will talk you about definition, what is the stress, what is the good and what's the bad stress, podcast does stress really make you sick? Causes. What are the mechanisms of stress? What are the risk factors for stress? What are the symptoms of stress? How can stress be prevented? How do diagnose stress? What are the treatment of stress? First of all, definition, what is the stress? The stress refers to a nervous tension constrained by the body on the face of the dreaded situation, sudden event, trauma, strong sensation, noise, overwork. An aggression of the organism by a physical, psychic, emotional agent resulting in imbalance that must be compensated by a work of adaptation. What is the good and the bad stress? Acute and short-term stress is referred to as a good stress in that is mobilizing. In this case, the secreted hormones allow a dynamic reaction that aims to overcome the apprehended situation. If we manage to cope with the situation, we speak of adaptive stress or good stress. The second type of stress is the long one and is the bad. Chronic and the long-term stress is most often bad stress, in that it is debilitating. After a phase of alarm and then resistance comes a phase of exhaustion. In this case, the individual does not react effectively and locks himself in a process of mental ruminations or chronic anxiety. It secretes stress hormones continually, which lead to the disruption and exhaustion of the body. According to the child psychiatrist, eventually the individual is at a risk of developing certain complications related in this condition: sleep disorder, loss or increase of appetite, weight gain or less, depression. What are the three risk factors of stress? The origin of stress is multifactorial. This included number one, hereditary factor. Children of stressed parents have been shown to develop a tendency to stress themselves. In addition, phobia and situations feared by a parent are often passed on to their child, who has identified them as threatening due to the fear experienced by their parents. This transmission is not necessarily genetic, but rather environmental. It is a learning that the child makes of his parents. The second one is environmental factors. Relationships with other, social contracts, education, certain life events, bereavement, separation, dismissal, etc., can promote reactions to stress. The last one, a predisposition due to an underlying anxiety disorder. Individuals with an anxiety disorder are more stressed than others. According to the expert, Among the anxiety disorder, we find panic disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, agoraphobia, specific phobia, social phobia, anxiety disorder. What are the symptoms of stress? When stress appears, it is most often manifested by the eight psychic symptoms. The first one is state of irritability. The second, agitation, anxiety, worry, mental ruminations, a need for verification or control, difficulty concentrating, indecision, a blockage in the realization of its activities in action. The four physical symptoms stress is the origin of physical symptoms such as dizziness or loss of balance, digestive disorder, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, hyperperspiration, often associated with sweaty hands, and acceleration of the heart rates. Recognized chronic stress. When stress is prolonged and become chronic, other eight symptoms set in. First one, abnormal fatigue, muscle pain and back pain, migraines, tension headaches, loss of appetite or on the contrary, increase in appetite, sleep disorders, poor sleep, insomnia, sadness, anxio-depressive states or mood swings, low self-esteem, social isolation, relationship difficulties, difficulties with attention and concentration. In addition, it happened that acute stress is the gateway to a chronic psychiatric disorder, anxiety or mood disorder, psychotic disorder, or post traumatic stress disorder. Consultation with a doctor is recommended. How can stress be prevented? Adapt for a better lifestyle. The first one, adopt a healthy and balanced diet. Avoid or limit the consumption of stimulating like coffee, tea, tobacco, alcohol, etc. Practice regular physical activity. In a case of psychological stress, the adrenaline releases the same hormones as during intense physical activities, cortisol, adrenaline. But the stress patient does not use the energy mobilized by those hormonal variations as an athletic would. It is therefore wise to practice sport in the case of chronic stress in order to discharge this energy and avoid the balance between resource mobilizing and the conception of later in permanently disturbed. Maintain sufficient sleep time. Organize tasks, whether at work or at home. Make a schedule. Use relaxation technique and alternative medicines. Relaxation techniques can help prevent chronic stress. Meditation, yoga, qigong, tai chi, sophrology, hypnosis. Mediation is particularly effective provided you practice it regularly. Breathing technique such as cardiac coherence. Breathing techniques such as cardiac coherence, square breathing can prevent acute stress attacks, anxiety attacks, or spasmophilia. What are the treatment of stress? Treatments of stress. Phytotherapy and stress. Herbal medicine and be useful in a case of stress, in addition to appropriate treatment. Spirulina, an algae rich in trace elements and mineral salts, revitalizes. Ginseng, cola, rose hip, rich in vitamin C, reduce fatigue. Eleutherococcus, ration, ginseng, ginger, Chinese angelica, cinnamon, garangana, cloves, savory, nettle, nutmeg, sage. Rhodiola to reduce the negative impact of stress on the body. Hawthorn, the ideal plant against anxiety and nervousness. Lemon balm to promote relaxation. St. John's wort for meal to moderate depressive states. Passion flower to calm nervous agitation. Thank you for listening and follow my video until the list. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to help me to develop my channel. Thank you very much for you and see you next time. Bye bye.